Hi, friends. I am Marie Woods, founder of Life Above Foundation, your host, a professional counselor, family and marriage therapist, and a wholeness life coach. Welcome to Relationship Real Talk, the podcast where we dive deep and tackle the toughest relationship challenges Christians face today. Are you tired of struggling with unforgiveness, past wounds, and conflicts? Feeling lonely or having trouble communicating? Wrestling with trust issues or trying to balance your faith with your relationship goals? Feeling stuck and stagnant in your relationship? You are in the right place. Here at the Relationship Real Talk, we get real and cover a wide range of topics, including relationship anxiety, trauma bonds, infidelity, estrangement, toxic dynamics, dating after divorce, and how to heal from relationship trauma and grow and build healthy and lasting relationships. We're not just about identifying the problems. We're all about finding real, integrated solutions from multiple disciplines and offering professional help from different fields to mend and strengthen your relationships. So, let's get started on this journey together, one honest, heartfelt conversation at a time. Welcome to today's episode. I'm your host, Marie. So, from shattered to wholeness, renew your mind for greater love. Today with us is Robert Gene Smith. Robert has, in the past, he given two talks on this topic. One is about understanding how the brain works and how memory works. And the relationship plays a major role in our lives, so on. In his second episode, he talked about a healing relationship trauma. Lots of good stuff, good nuggets in his conversation, in his episodes, and I highly recommend you and encourage you to go back to listen to those episodes. So today we have Robert with us again. His third topic will be how to build great loving relationship, transform your past. Welcome, Robert.
Hey, good to see you. Thank you for inviting me again. And of course, a great topic for sure. As I said before, many times, the cause of all problems starts with the relationships.
Absolutely. So Robert, he is a top American expert on stress, trauma, PTSD, addictions, and neuroplasticity. He is a global teacher and an international speaker. He is a neuroplastician and a behavior engineer. He will help you create a better life by empowering yourself. So, Robert, let's get started.
All right. So the topic of the day is how to build a great future and great relationships by stepping away, walking away, transforming the past. And as most of you probably have heard, if you hadn't, you may go back and listen to some of the other videos, how I talk about how the brain is a recycler. It keeps recycling the past. And the reason why it recycles the past is because that's how the brain works. That's how the brain works. It picks up the world model of you by what you've experienced, and it says, this is how the world is, and therefore it's going to recreate, perceive, attract what fits your world. So if you come from a world who has a controlling, manipulative father or mother, alcoholic mother or brother or father, our brain says this is normal. So the brain, I call the brain the intelligent idiot. And when I say that, when you're born into an environment, the child is exposed to the world. That child knows what's good or bad. It knows none of that stuff. So it arranges what happens as reality. This is the real world. This is how the world is. But each child has a different environment when they come into the world. The next door neighbors, that child will have a different world because of the parents and the people playing it. So what our brain does naturally, if we have crazy events in our world, growing up as a child, the brain says, this is the real world. This is how it is. And I got to learn how to survive it. And so from this understanding, most people never outgrow that model of thinking. So What we want to do is upgrade our model of thinking, change how we represent relationships in our past. And the weird thing is when I say change our relationships in our past, and when we visit memory, we think when we visit a memory, watching mom and dad fight, believe it or not, watching them fight is training for us. It teaches us how relationships work. So our brain will capture that and then it'll use it on our relationships. So this is how the brain works. Now, again, and when I say, let's go update those memories and change how you represent the past, what it will not do when you adjust the memories, it doesn't change what happened in your history. Because the truth is your past is gone. It doesn't exist except for your personalized holdings in your unconsciousness, which your limbic operating system will use as reality. So it recycles. Now it's almost like you're on a what do you call it, merry-go-round. You're just repeating over and over again. And most of you can look back and say, okay, mom was manipulative, controlling, and then my first boyfriend was, and then my first husband was, or my teacher was, or my employers are, whatever it is. Our brain just captures this. And so to get off of this spinning merry-go-round of emotional insanity, and although this is a Christian system, and I think when Jesus said, let the dead bury their dead, because they do not know what they do, is because they keep repeating what our parents did. They keep recycling our emotional insanity because that's what the brain does. For us to update our model of the world and how we see things, there's one way and only one way to do that, and that is update how we represent others. So like I've said last time, I said, listen, when you watch a memory of mom and dad fighting, mom and dad doesn't fit in your brain. This is your recording. This is your personalized representation of them, which means when I say, when you look inside your mind, you recall a memory, you are the memory. You are everything inside the memory. You are your mom, you are your dad, because you recorded it. Your brain did, and it's personalized it. Now, the bad thing is, if you remember only the bad ones, you get more bad in your life. That's how it works. So for us, we want something better. I want something better. Now, although I've been working on myself for years, I still have things that I didn't see and didn't know to address until it knocks on my emotional door.
Makes so much sense when you said a look on the emotional door. So emotions, feelings are there for a purpose. It's like the warning light on our dashboard. So cause us our attention, to make a change. So what I heard from you, Robert, is that we are molded or shaped or conditioned by whatever happened outside of us when we're young. So this part of a memory has been programmed inside of us. It's like an inner movie, and there's meaning making, belief thoughts around that events, around those people, and we formed in the early age. So for this part of old program, if we don't change it, it's gonna be always there, affect our later on life, correct? So for us to be, you mentioned about to update this program, we have to do something from inside of us.
Yes, exactly.
Rather than outside of that.
Yeah. Some of the things that I talk about is, in order to change the quality of your life, you have to go inside yourself, and change the memories, or adjust the memories of what we witnessed to those who trained us about relationships. So that means you go inside your mind and you adjust the memories of watching mom and dad fight. Now, again, remember, mom and dad are not here with us. These are our personalized programs that we picked up, and it's our emotional training. So if you go inside your brain and you adjust your memories of what they were doing, and you change it where instead of fighting, they're hugging and kissing and saying, I love you, it doesn't change what your parents did, but it will change what your brain will give back to you. Because remember, memories inside you are how to survive. And the memories are not designed for actual fact, but it's designed for survival. So always fighting and having conflict in your life, because that's all you know. And if you continue, that's all you'll get until you change. the training system you have within yourself, which is memories. Now, unfortunately, we've had some really bad things happen to us, right? Again, those bad things, even if you never think about them, they still drive us because they're in the inside of us. You know, like some people will try to paint a pretty picture. I had a beautiful childhood, I had a beautiful relationship, but that's the picture on the outside. But when you go inside yourself, the real memories are the ones that have the pain, that have, now again, that's not, now again, we aim at the painful ones or the unpleasant ones because they are more powerful than the positive ones. And why do you say that? Well, first of all, pain has pain, hurtful memories have pain in it. We don't want pain. But the crazy thing is, if we hold on to the pain and we keep the memories of pain in there, we're still motivated by the pain. You know, again, wouldn't it be nice if it was only good wins? Wouldn't it be nice?
Right, exactly. And really, we wanted to live a good life and enjoy life, have happiness, you know, of course. But like what you said, we are like you know, designed the brain designed a way for survival in that level, and so our brain keeps what is hurtful, it's painful, and keep the memory in order for us to be safe.
Right, right. So
So,
I say that the number one motivating force in the world is pain,
yeah,
because people want to run, move, and get away from pain.
right.
Now, of course, we want something better. We want something better. But if the painful hurts and memories inside you, you may run to eat your cheesecake. You may run to do something positive. You may run to do that. That feels good while you're there, but it doesn't change the memory that's inside. So what I have learned, how memories work, and of course, Jesus talks about memories all the time, you know. He says, if your eyes cause you to stumble, pluck it out. It's not talking about eyeballs. You get rid of the eyeballs, you can still think bad stuff.
Right.
So he said, if what you see inside you, what you see outside you causes you problems, get it out, change it, adjust it, redirect. That's what he's talking about. So God is not giving you a spirit of fear, but a sound mind. Use it. And so what we want to do is understand the logistics of memories. And again, like some people said, well, if I get rid of this bad memory, who will I be? And I said, happier, easier going. You won't take things so personal, and you'll build a better life. But the weird thing is we use our past to be our emotional beating board for ourselves. We guilt ourselves, we blame ourselves. And going through a divorce or a death of a loved one, 9 times out of 10, it has very little with the death of the person who died or who you divorced, but it has a lot to do with how you perceive it. It's the meaning you give to that. And you could be laying around, depressing yourself, beating yourself up, guilting yourself, and then it could kill you. It could cause health issues, or you'll do things that'll be self-harming, and you can lose everything. You know, and people have done that because, you know, even if you like a lot of people who've been working their whole life and they had this job and they quit their job in 2 years, they die because they have no more purpose in life. So again, we want to be able to pick up the pieces internally. And of course, understanding the mechanics of the mind and understand the role of memories and understanding how to adjust those. Now, what I teach is very scientific. It's very logical and practical. And the cool thing is what I teach works, and you don't have to believe it. You don't even have to have a belief in it whatsoever, because it's purely math. You do this, you get that. It's that simple. And so, you know, doing this for over 25 years, studying about the mind, probably about 40 years. I don't look that old, do I?
So,
But
Robert, that we are getting to the point. I believe our listeners, they are listening. They are probably wondering. So, Robert, give us some meat. How to do this? You know,
how to do
how to
this?
transform the past. As the Bible said, you know, renew your mind and transform your life. And how to transform the past?
Yeah. So first of all, you got to understand the role of the past. First of all, the past doesn't exist today. It's gone, except for your personalized version of it, right? So this personalized version is written on the cells of your brain. And when you when you remember a good memory or a bad memory, you go inside of your database, you recall something, whatever you recall, good or bad, your body responds to it. So it's the body, the physical reaction responding to a thought, a sound, an image, a memory catches us consciously. So the unconscious drives everything. And so all of a sudden, boom, you remember something, you recall something. What gives it reality, a truth, is we feel it in our body. Now, again, this catches our attention, and then we're motivated to run away, to have a panic attack or fear or phobia, or get angry or get happy or feel love, whatever it is. So to understand the mechanics of the mind. So there's a kinesthetic response to a stimulus, whether it's internal or external. So you think of something, this follows, the body follows. Now, of course, as the Bible, the three of the Gospels of four, the disciple, Jesus gave the disciples some commandments, four basic commandments. First one is go to the world, commandment 1. 2, preach the gospel, teach truth. 3, create disciples, which mean are students of truth. 4, lay hands on the sick. 3 of the 4 gospels have that formula, right? So here it is, I'm 15 years old. I'm reading this. It goes, how do you lay hands on the sick? And I've looked through all the book, and there is no instructions. There's none. We don't know how they did it. And so in 1999, I discovered a process. It is a psychosensory process. Basically, you touch yourself, and if you do it in a specific way, you can actually update memory. So let's think about it logically. And it's almost a somatic work. Have you heard of that? A lot of people, what I do is a mixture of many things all in one single package. So when you think of a negative memory, you first thought, and secondly, what happens is your brain sends messages to the body, and it'll send it to your liver, your kidneys, your lungs, your large intestine, your small intestine, and it creates what we call a feeling inside of our body, anxiety and stress. So what is stress? And by the way, if you look in the Bible and you look at a concordance and you look up the word stress, there is no word called stress. So obviously they had to have stress back then. They was named something else. What did Jesus call it?
I think it's a disease, like a disease.
Disease. Well, stress is a stress reaction. And so obviously, since that word is not in the Bible, Jesus must have called it something else. And I would say lust of the flesh, expressions of the flesh. They will call it sin. They will call
worries of this life,
anger, rejections, abandonments,
anxiety,
judgments, unforgiveness. All of these are expressions in the body. And so what I discovered that if you think of something and you interrupt your body's reaction, it flattens out the memories. So memories have a formula that is expressed through the body. And anybody, you can test it now. You can take a deep breath, close your eyes, remember a bad memory, you feel it.
Yeah.
All right. Then you go think of a happy memory and you think about it, you remember it, you feel it. So the brain tells the body to create the sensations. And so what I discovered is I bought a process back in 99, and they used a tapping modality, which is basically a touching modality. And the reason why it works is because, one, it relaxes you. So if you think about it, how to make a bad memory worse and how to make a good memory bad, you got to do certain things. And you got to add it to the memory that you currently have. It'll make it worse or you make it bad. So when we go to a bad memory and you feel bad and you identify in your mind, you feel it, you see something, you identify and then you move away from it. And we use a tapping process, which is a form of laying of hands, a relaxation process. All it does is relax you and peace. And then when you create a relaxed feeling. And then when you visit the memory now will be updated and adjusted.
Interesting.
So to add, and this is how the brain works. If you have a good experience, last time we talked about if you have a good experience with somebody and you have a good experience and then you meet someone else and they say some bad things about that person, now your good memory's been changed and adjusted just because of new information, new emotions. So now the cool thing is what I do is you don't have to believe in it. You just try it and it'll work because it's mechanical.
So help me understand if I'm I understood you correctly, that you're talking about the mind and body work, right?
Yeah.
Psychosomatic work. So it
Right.
starts from the mind, our thoughts, beliefs, and
Memory.
then
Yeah.
it manifests review through our visceral, the body.
Yes.
So that's a mechanism. We started from the thoughts and the beliefs, the images in our head, and then work with by tapping, right? You're talking about tapping with the body and
Yeah.
help the body to relax, even
Mhm.
with those thoughts, beliefs, and
Yeah.
images.
Yeah. Tapping or touching is just touching. But yeah, you could do that. So by updating how you represent memories, you update how you operate in the world. Now, guys, if you think about it, you know this, and science has proven 75 to 90% of all doctor's visits are stress and emotional complaints.
Mm.
Stress and emotions are why people die. Stress and emotions are why people kill each other. Stress and emotions are why we hurt ourselves and hurt others. If you know how to change the stress and emotional reaction, you have the golden key. You have the wisdom that most people never able to have. They kill themselves because they're so mentally, emotionally tormented within
Yeah.
themselves. It's not a disorder, it's a programming of the past.
Mm.
So, I jokingly say, hey, well, just Google Jesus. Just Google
Mm.
Jesus and look at pictures. You're going to find pictures of Jesus with two fingers like this pointing to his heart.
Mm.
Just Google it and you'll see that. Now, again, no one knows if Jesus tapped.
Mhm.
No one knows, but
No,
no one knows he didn't either because we weren't there. We have
right.
no proof one way or the other. But I will say this, what I'm going to share with you, and you can just try it, it'll work without knowing or believing anything about why it works.
Mhm.
Now, one of the things I know how the brain works is that when you go to a memory and you're in the memory, it feels real.
Mhm.
And if you interrupt and adjust the physical reactions, the memory loses its emotional juice or its power to control you. And again, Paul even talks about, his mind is willing, his body is weak. There's this conflict, and that's the mind body conflict that he's talking about.
Mhm.
Because we want to do something good, but inside of us, the memory programming from our childhood, our angers, our hurts, and fears and traumas is preventing us what we know logically we should do spiritually, our kind life. And so that's the conflict that we need to resolve. And this, what I'm going to share with you, will do that. And it also gives you the ability to change yourself by yourself.
Change yourself by yourself.
Yes.
We can only change ourselves.
Well, you can't change anyone else. You can try to influence them, but they may not go with it. But see, again, like Jesus said, physicians, heal yourself. He's talking about you and me. We need to heal ourselves. He says you don't need to go to the temple. It's inside you. The temple's inside you. Keep your temple clean. Now keep your temple clean from memories and pains and hurts, which is, by the way, emotional intelligence. So again, well, all of you listen to me. Just pick a memory. Pick a memory, and you do it too, Marie. Just pick a memory.
Okay.
And I just say, I always do. I always take a deep breath, close your eyes, and I remember a memory. I recall a memory. So recall a memory that bothers you. And when you recall it, notice what happens inside you. Do you have a picture? Do you have sounds? Do you have feelings and sensations? Right? Now, this is a bad memory. So 0, I feel nothing. 10, it's really bad. How strong is this memory you're talking about, Marie?
It's pretty strong, somewhere, like a 9, 10.
9, 10. Now, internally, you see it, right? And you feel it too in your body.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, by the way, you're really here with me. Open your eyes, look around. Look around. You're here with me, right?
Right.
But just then, when you recall that memory, it's almost like you were there, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, I would call that a bad state or a state of bad trance, a hypnotic state. Again, most people are afraid of hypnosis, but the thing is that we always operate from states of mind all the time. Now, if you have 100 of these or 1,000 of memories just like this inside your brain, guess how your life will be?
Miserable. Pretty painful.
Miserable, right? So what we want to do is unpack the mind from the bad stuff. And again, this is a skill and an art. And so what I'd like to do, so you got a bad memory from 0 to 10, it was a 9 or a 10, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So let's go to a positive memory.
Mm-hmm.
Just think of a positive memory. And put yourself there. See what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you felt, and notice in your body, notice what you see, how strong the positive emotions are.
Mm. It's
0, pretty
yeah,
strong.
pretty strong. Eight,
All right,
nine.
8 or 9. And there's visuals and sensations, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Open your eyes. Now, look at this. You just went to a memory that bothered you. And the next thing you move your thoughts to another memory that made you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the brain works, right? It's just normal mechanical processing of information. So let's work on the negative memory or not so pleasant memory, right? So
Yeah.
just take a deep breath, close your eyes, and go back to that memory that really bothered you. See what you saw, hear what you heard, feel the feelings. Still a 9 or a 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
And notice in your body, everybody do it too. Notice what you notice, see what you see, notice how strong it is inside you. Now stop, open your eyes, and let me ask you, if you have helium filled balloons, helium biodegradable helium filled balloons, you're outside and you let it go, what happens to them? They
They're gone.
disappear. They're gone. All right. Everybody take 2 fingers like this and just do everything I say. And
Mm-hmm.
then just touch between your eyes or tap, say, we are eliminating sadnesses.
We're
Say it.
limiting what?
Sadnesses.
Sadness.
Beside your eye, we're eliminating fears.
We're limiting fears.
Under the eye, we're eliminating emotional traumas.
We're limiting emotional traumas.
And cock-a-doodle-doo, let it go.
How do you do? Let it go.
I'm safe to let it go. I'm really here.
Safe to let it go. I'm here.
Let go of rejections and abandonments.
Let go of rejection, abandonment.
Necklace point, it's safe to let it go. I'm really here to let it go.
I'm safe to let it go. I'm really here to let it go.
That's in the past. I'm here now.
That's in the past. I'm here now.
Grab your wrist. Take a deep breath. And blow it all away and say peace.
Peace.
All right. And feel that feeling. Feel your body. Now let's move to your happy memory. Go to your happy memory and remember it. Be there. Feel good. Now, while you're feeling good, now let's go back and check the other memory that you're working on, the bad one. From 0 to 10, you said it was a 9 or a 10. How strong is it now?
6, 7.
6 or 7. Now, inside you, you know it's a 6 or a 7. You either see something, you feel something, you hear something, notice something. Pick whatever that is. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now tap between your eyes, tilt your head back, and say, I'm okay to let it go.
I'm okay. Let it go.
Beside your eye, it's safe to let it go. I'm really here. It's over.
It's safe to let it go. I'm here. It's over.
Under the eye, let it go.
Let it go.
You can do 2 hands. You do 1 hand. You do either side. It doesn't matter. I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Deep breath and peace. Now go to a happy memory. All right, now let's start all over again. All right, so we started with a memory that it really bothered you. From 0 to 10, it was like a 9 or a 10, and then it was a 6 or a 7. Now go back and look at it again and see what you have.
Somewhere 3, 4.
3 or 4. Now, by the way, inside your mind, notice internally the visuals kind of adjusted a little bit, didn't it? Like the image, did it change a little bit? Colors go out or get smaller? Sensations in your body kind of lessen or something? Isn't that right?
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, once you mentioned about it. So
Yeah. So then remember, we're adjusting pieces of the memory. Now the brain has 5 types of memories. All right. So let's go back again and look at the memory. Notice what bothers you. Everyone just do it. Pick something in the memory. Now let's look at faces. Look at your face versus their face. See which face is not happy or not positive. You got one?
mm-hmm.
All right. Notice that feeling. Notice what it is. And then tap between your eyes. Move your thoughts away from it. Look around. Look at the ceiling. Look around. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Under the eye. Beside your eye. Under the eye. Quack, quack, quack.
Quack, 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 let it go, let it go.
Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. Let it go. Deep breath and peace.
Peace.
All right. Again, when we do this, we identify a stressor, an emotional reaction inside, and then we move away and we do something silly, quack, 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 tap, relax, breathe. And when we go back and look at the memory, we're at a different emotional state now. When we look at it, when we go look at the memory, this feeling will be adjusting that memory. So go back and look at the memory now and see what's left.
Yeah, it's felt much better, really.
All right, so 0 to 10, it was up to a 9 or a 10. It went to a 6 or a 7, then 3 or 4. Inside, how do you know it's still there?
Well, I still have that part of memory, but it's changed over time.
All right, now look at that face that we were looking at. Is the face the same or different? Is your face their face?
I see a smiling face.
A smiling face? Now that will ruin a bad memory, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
All right, now look at your face in the memory. How's that seem?
Well, I still see the sad face there.
Oh, so you got a sad face, they got a smiley face. So tap in your eyes, say, I let go of the sadness.
And let go of the sadness.
It's sad to be sad when you can be happy and glad.
It's sad to be sad. Maybe I be glad.
Beside your eye, let go of the sadness that has no benefits.
Let go of the sadness. There's no benefits.
Except misery.
Except the misery.
And I don't want that t-shirt.
And I don't want that.
T-shirt.
T-shirt.
Or tattoo. Let it go. Deep breath and peace.
Peace.
All right, now go back and look at your face.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, so we got one smiling face. Are your face smiling yet?
So when you said the smiling face is someone else's face?
Oh, I don't know. I don't see. Here's a really beautiful thing. Everybody listen to me. First of all, everyone is tapping along with me and follow my exercise. I'm working on Marie. I have this much information. I know nothing about her problem. Zero, except 0 to 10.
Yeah.
But here's a beautiful part. It knocks in the head talk therapy. Because you can talk about this stuff for years and it never change anything. Because if you repeat a story over and over again, it gets bigger and it could get larger and it could overtake you. We're addressing something without me knowing what it is, and I don't need to know. You do, because you're holding it internally against you and or for you. So when you go to a memory, and let me just stop here. There's 4 perceptual positions in memories. And some of you may not even know this, is that when you visit a memory, you go look at a memory. We'll just test it. I'll show you, explain. Go to your happy memory. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, go to happy memory, and we're going to look at your happy memory, how you internalize it. When you're recalling the happy memory, when you recall the memory, are you in your body experiencing the memory, or are you watching yourself have the experience in your mind?
I think it's both ways.
Okay, so you see 2 ways, right? So in your mind, you can be in your body and feeling it. And secondly, you can see yourself having that experience. Right. Now, it's interesting, though, isn't it? So here it is. If you didn't know that when you go to a memory, you could be in your body experiencing it like it originally happened, or you go back and you watch yourself have an experience, which also proves that the brain has encoded this and recorded this in specific ways. That means when you have this experience with me, you can only see me in front of you. But when you recall the memory, you can see you and me together. That shows us that the brain is doing something with memory. Right? So that's how the brain encodes memory. Now, a while ago, I said there's 5 types of memory. We have a visual memory, we have a kinesthetic memory, we have an auditory memory, smell and taste memory. This is how the brain encodes the world. Now, if you adjust the images, you adjust the sensations. Now, sensations in your body, sometimes we give it a label and say, I have a tightness in my chest. You'll call it anger or sadness or hurt or rage, because we give labels to sensations. And so what we do is we adjust the sensations in your brain and it releases it from the body. Therefore, it changes your behavior. So
wait. You said adjust the sensation in the brain first.
And then the body
Adjust
follows.
the body.
Yes.
Wow.
Now, of course, a lot of people have a misnomer. They don't really understand. And we're talking about professionals in professional world. They say the body keeps the score, and that's not true. The body expresses the score, and the score keeper is the brain. So the brain makes it feel real in the body. But since most people are not intelligent enough to understand how the brain works, we just notice down here. So what we notice is the feeling, say, my body is making me feel bad, not realizing the body's reaction is built from experiences and perceptions.
So that reminds me when people have a physical pain, the pain could be inside of our mind, part of a memory.
Right.
So even though this part of the body might be fine, but we feel pain still there.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, if you hadn't seen any of my videos at all, I've got a lot of videos on YouTube. Robert Gene, Gene, you can look me up there, and you will see that I work with people with the worst diseases like Hashimoto's disease. They can't fix that. Lupus, they can't fix that. I have people who use my system who've healed their bodies or adjusted and changed their bodies. We're blood tested lupus there, blood tested lupus gone. Hashimoto's, blood tested there, blood tested gone. POTS disease, fibromyalgia, ME, depression, pains in their bodies. It's been there. And what we do is we adjust the memories of pain. The brain releases it from the body. The brain is the controller of our existence. Now, the sad thing is, most of you, me included at one time, had no skills of addressing our memories or our mind and making adjustments. That means we always have this war within ourselves. You know, Jesus said, a divided house will fall. I want this consciously, but my brain says, no way you can have that because I have good reasons why you shouldn't. So when we make peace with our references and our history, we change our future and we change our body. We change our personality. We become happier, more in control, more operating from the upper model of the world to the lower model of the world. That means we are responsible instead of pointing at my past screwed me up, my husband, my wife.
Wow, that's so good. I'm so good at it. Robert, you connect the dots, from mind to body, and now you connect with the spiritual world. From the truth that the Bible really, it's what your work really is proof, that science is proof the Bible is true, right? And what you are doing, the work is to prove the Bible says true by transforming our past, the memory, the story, right? And because we have a different color, different shapes, or different meaning, beliefs attached to the story. And now through the reprogramming, updating the program, that we feel differently.
Yeah, I think Jesus or Yeshua, he understood memories. He understood about thoughts and how
absolutely. Yeah.
And so there's a lot of stuff missing that we don't know, that wasn't written down, that wasn't put in the Bible, and there's a lot there. But the most important thing is results. Do you get results? Right. And let's go check your memory now. The one we were working on from 0 to 10, it was a 9 or 10, went to 6, 3 or 4. Now, what is it now inside you?
I feel like this body sensation that you were talking about still in part of the memory. It's in the brain, right?
Right. But hold on. Okay. In your mind, how do you know it's there? You feel it in your body somewhere.
Yes, I feel like it on the chest. I feel the heaviness.
All right. So in your body, you feel it in your chest, and there's a sensation called heaviness, right? Now your brain is making that feel real. And so in your mind, just notice how heavy is the heaviness. Is it 1 pound, 1 kilo? How heavy is it?
It's pretty heavy. It's like 50 pounds. So,
all right. So 50 pounds of emotional heaviness. Just notice how heavy it is in your body. The rest of you may notice a location in your body where you feel it. You got that feeling there? 50 pounds of emotional heaviness. All right. Now move your thoughts away from it. Say, I let it go.
Let it go.
I'm really here to let it go.
I'm really here to let it go.
I forgive myself and everyone else.
I forgive myself and anyone else.
Under the eye, I'm doing the best I can. That's all I can do.
Do the best I can. That's all I can do.
And I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Grab your wrist, take a deep breath, blow it out, and peace.
Peace.
And now think of a happy thought, a good memory. Feel good. You got it?
Yeah.
All right, good. Now let's go back and check your memory again. See if it's still 50 pounds of emotional heaviness.
No.
How heavy is it now?
Wow, it's like a miracle. It's just like a lifted, feels like.
All right, so let's go back to the original memory, what we're talking about. It was a 0 to 10, it's almost a 10. How strong is it now?
Somewhere like 1 or 2.
1 or 2. Now, how do you know it's 1 or 2?
It just feels, inside and you feel lighter.
You feel lighter, but lighter isn't a problem, is it? It's light. Right? Now, in your mind, in the picture, whatever it is that you're doing in your head, is it positive in your mind or negative? Is there any negativity or unpleasantry attached to this memory when you recall it?
And not negativity, not personalize this event more.
Okay. All right. So again, now we go back and it doesn't look negative. So in your mind, we've adjusted the pain, the hurt, and the sadness, whatever's attached in your mind. Now take this memory and change it and add something to it where it's playing differently. Like instead of hitting you, they're hugging you or they're saying nice things to you. So in your mind, just embellish it.
What if in this story, this is saying, Robert, there's no person in there, but it's just,
Okay.
yeah, some horrific thing people don't want to look. Somebody died or something, you know.
Okay, so in your mind, you're looking at something, you experience something, you internalize it. Because say, by the way, I know nothing about what you're doing. So now you kind of give it. So now it's just you by yourself, right? All right, so now in your mind, change the scene to where it's totally different, like flowers or prettiness or whatever it is that you can add to the memory.
Just use imagination and picture things differently.
Exactly. Just put something there that would make you feel happy or positive. Just add, I mean, remember, we're just dealing with your personalized internalization of something.
There you go.
So what would you rather see instead?
Right. Yeah.
You make it positive?
Yes.
All right, do it. No try, either just do it. Just go ahead and do it.
Okay, just the opposite of what I wanted, right?
You want what you'd rather have you'd rather see instead. Change it to what you want.
Okay.
In your brain.
All
right, did you do that?
Yes.
And do it again, but add more smiles to it.
Yeah, I wish. I just wish that things happen.
Hold on. Do it again. Replay it in your mind. Make it seem real. All right. Play it in your mind again. Make it feel real. Add love, add joy, add music, whatever you want to do to make it feel positive. All right. Does that feel good now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now open your eyes. Now let's think about it. Here it is. We started with a memory that was a 10. It really upset you and bothered you. And then we slowly dismantled and pulled the emotions out, adjusted this until you feel more at peace. And then, but you're not done because the image in your mind or the idea in your mind is still not positive, even though the emotions are way, way down. So when you adjust memories, guys, you have to understand she's not changing the original. She's only changing in here. That's the key. If you change it in here, it doesn't change what really happened, but it does change what your brain will use against you.
So that becomes a new reality.
Yes, it tells your brain, I don't want that. I want this.
Okay.
Because again, remember, memories are not real. Memories are created, generated, encoded from something else. An experience, a movie. You know how many times I work with people who watch a movie and have a horrible fear? And they've never seen sharks before in their life, but they have a horrible fear of sharks, and yet they never saw one, except they watched this square thing on TV and they learned to have fears, and it's a fake. And how many times I work with people who have a false memory they never experienced, but their mother told them a story when they was a child. And it becomes a real memory inside themselves. So when you adjust memories, it gets rid of the insanity and it sets your feet on a solid ground to where I know that happened, but that's not my life today. Now let's check something. All right, go to this memory, the part of this memory that you just embellished. And how does that feel when you remember that part?
The good one?
Yeah.
Well,
zero, I feel nothing. 10 is really strong. How strong is this good one?
Well, that feels peaceful and happy and normal. And
yeah, so it's a strong memory then, right? Yeah. Okay. Strong creation. Now, by the way, the bad one is a creation as well as the new one. Now let's go to the other one, the bad one, and see how real does it seem.
It changes the shape, even really like what you mentioned earlier. It changes color, changes shape. It's blurry, I guess.
So does it feel real or not real?
Not real.
All right. Notice that the new one, the updated one, has lots of emotions, lots of good feelings. It feels more real. Now, what would your brain choose in your life in the future? One that doesn't feel real, or one that feels real?
Probably the one doesn't feel real.
Well, it won't use the one that doesn't feel real because there's no reality to it. But if we didn't address this memory before, if we didn't address it like what we just did, your brain will use those emotions and those feelings on you again.
Right.
We went and diffused that, and we said, brain, I don't want that. I want something better.
Okay, I got you. So we hold on to attach to the positive one, the good one, the new one.
Yeah. And because if you practice
Mhm.
and you have to break down, change the negative, or you're going to get more negative. You know, I think last meeting we talked about how the brain will attract
Yes.
bad stuff, pressed down,
Yes.
flowing over, falling into your lap. It
Yes.
works with bad stuff and it works with good stuff.
Yes,
The question
exactly.
is, which do you want? You want more bad stuff? You want more good stuff? And
Good daddy, bad daddy.
yeah.
So
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 what we
so
do, so what we have to do is we have to take apart the bad,
Mhm.
embellish it to where it's something good. Your brain says, okay, we're going to take that one. That's called renewing of your mind,
Yes.
adjusting of your mind,
Okay.
cleaning up your mind.
Uh Okay, so let's come back to our topic today. We're focusing on how to build a great loving relationship.
Mhm.
So you're working on this, transform the past, especially the traumatic ones, the negative, dark ones, and
Mhm.
you did a great job. And I do notice the change shift right away.
Mhm.
Thank you for that. So tell us, our audience, our time come to the end, but just briefly, how to build a great and loving relationship and give people hope and move forward.
Well, to move past the bad relationships you had throughout your life, you'll need to clean them up and to change them and adjust them.
Again,
Because
inside your brain.
inside your brain, it's not the actual person, it's what you hold inside you.
Mm.
Again, renewing of your mind, change what you don't want, turn to what you do want. Whatever you turn it into, you get again. Whatever you leave in there, you get again. So the key is truly knowing how to make peace within the self. We operate from our trainings, from our parents' trainings, from our past relationship trainings. We operate from our negative experiences as well as our positive ones. The key is to make it easy for you is to take out, transform, eliminate the negative,
Mm.
because it makes it easier for the brain to manifest positive because there's no resistance. I always believe get rid of the resistance and enjoy life better. Now, I've been doing this for 25 years, helping people.
Mhm.
People have come to me with the worst possible experiences. By the way, that memory, I know what you're talking about. That memory was a mini trauma. It
Mhm.
affected you.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
that trauma is not there. Within, I'd say, not even 10 minutes worth of work, that trauma is
Right.
gone.
That's
So again,
amazing. Like a
yeah.
miracle.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm an expert at trauma. I'm an expert how the brain works. Some of you guys need help. I
Mhm.
have trainings. You can come and learn how to do trainings with me. I have free videos on YouTube. Everyone needs to know how to be the master of their own mind, which when you become a master of your own mind, you become a master of your future. Emotional intelligence is truly spiritual work.
Wow. I think that's perfectly said. And that's the perfect ending for today's episode. And thank you, Robert, so much for your time, for your expertise. And I hope our listeners will, check you out on those YouTube channels, your videos. And I think you will learn great deal from Robert. And I'm so very grateful for you, Robert. Thanks again.
Thank you guys. Look forward to seeing you.